Hey there. I just wanted to make an update for y'all. This morning I weighed 138.5, so I'm finally out of the 140s, and I never thought I'd say that. So since I started this round, I've lost 13.5 pounds. So it does seem to be true that the weight loss is definitely slowing down the closer I get to my goal weight. But that's cool because a few days ago I bought a size 6 pair of jeans. So I will be moving into phase 3 on Sunday, and I'm hoping to lose at least 1 more pound before then, which would put my last injection weight between 137 and 138. So wish me luck on that. I also have something really exciting to share with you. While it is exciting that I'm finally out of the 140s, when I stepped on my Vlcd 3 days ago, it told me that my BMI was finally in the normal range. So that means I'm not overweight anymore. My BMI is now 24.5%, and when I first started it was 35.5%. So I've lost 11% body, 11% body fat. Isn't that crazy? So as many of you know, last year I got to enjoy Thanksgiving and I ended up skipping Christmas. And this year I'm going to do the opposite. I skipped Thanksgiving and I'm going to enjoy Christmas. It wasn't really fun watching around me eat turkey and stuffing and pie and all that stuff, but I planned everything perfectly so that Christmas Day falls on or just around the first day of phase 4. And then in January I'll start round 9. I know I say this every time I complete a round, but I will be super careful to watch my weight and do my correction days. I don't want to go back to being overweight or be in the 140s again. My goal for my next round is to lose at least 8 pounds, which should put me somewhere around 129 pounds. And then possibly with round 10, I should lose between 4 and 5 pounds, something like that, which should put me right at 124 pounds, which is my goal weight. Either that or I'll stop when the HCG stops working for me, and I will let my body decide where it wants to stop. I mean, honestly, I'm really happy with my results thus far, and everyone around me is telling me how great I look. There's something else I want to talk about in this vlog. When we were having Thanksgiving dinner with my sweeties folks, my fiance's dad, whom I absolutely adore, loaned me this DVD called The Secret, which is this here. And I'm sure everybody's heard of it. I know I've heard of it maybe about, I don't know, a year or two ago. I guess Oprah made a big to-do about it. And I was interested, but I just never really got around to reading it. And, well, I just watched the DVD a few days ago, and I was really blown away by the concept. The concept of The Secret is something called the law of attraction. So pretty much how like attracts like, and what you spend your time thinking about a lot will actually manifest. So basically, if you have a lot of negative thoughts and doubts, you'll be surrounded by negativity and you probably won't be too happy. But if you're grateful for the good things you have, and if you believe you're worthy and that you're surrounded by abundance and prosperity, you'll start to see results. Honestly, I'm a naturally skeptical person, and in the past I've often been a very negative person. I didn't believe I was good enough, and I didn't believe I was going to accomplish anything in my life. I didn't believe I deserved a good job, or a good man, or a good life, because I was fat, and I was ugly, and just miserable. And last year, before I discovered Kevin Trudeau's book, which is how I learned about HCG, I would have laughed at the concept of the law of attraction and The Secret, and I would have never given it another thought. But as you know, I've changed quite a bit since then. If you haven't read The Secret or watched the movie, I recommend it. Let me tell you how it affected me. Before I lost all my weight, I was convinced that when I finally did take off all that excess weight, everything else would just kind of fall into place and my life would be perfect. But I'm sure you know how false that statement is. I've discovered that you're going to have plenty of problems no matter what weight you are. And when you eliminate one or more problems, there will always be one or two more to take its place. So one of the things that happened using the law of attraction, when I didn't even realize it, was when I got my job at Chili's. I wanted the job so badly, and I felt I deserved it, and I would visualize how I would feel when I got hired and when I started working there. And it was the only job in Spring Hill that I wanted at the time, and somehow I got it. And searching for a year for a job after I got laid off, I got the exact job I'd wanted. And I believe it's because I wanted it as badly as I did. And when I did get it, I was so thankful and happy, and just was saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to the universe, like all day long, every day. And I know that, without a doubt, there's even an even better opportunity out there for me right now, and I'm going to find it because I truly believe. Another thing was my move here to Omaha. I just knew things would fall into place. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just knew that it would. I set a date in my mind. I made my arrangements, put in my 2 weeks notice at work, packed up all my crap, and got ready to leave not knowing how I was really going to pull it off. And magically, the money I needed just literally appeared in my bank account, and I was able to move exactly the way that I had imagined, and I had more than enough. My mind just simply would not accept staying in Florida for another day. And somehow the universe seemed to just give me what I wanted more than anything, and I'm so unbelievably grateful to be here. And then more wonderful things started to happen, and they've kept happening since my move here. I reunited with Johnny, who I talked about in my last video, my high school sweetie, and things are going really wonderfully for me in that department. I didn't know a relationship with a man could be so satisfying. I've never had one before. Another thing I had wanted was a better relationship with my daughter, and I knew that things would naturally improve when we moved here because the discontent and the hardships we were experiencing in Florida would be gone. Mostly this is true, but because my attitude has changed so drastically, so has hers, and we're able to live in harmony now in a way we never could before. And yes, of course, I'm sure the next logical thing to discuss would be money. When I first moved here to Omaha, even after I was done spending all the money moving and I bought my car, I still seemed to have an abundance that I hadn't planned for. And I didn't know how I seemed to have so much more money than I thought I did, but I look back and realized that money just seemed to be coming from everywhere. It was really strange. My personal theory is that I was just so happy and positive and thankful that I wasn't worrying about the how or the what. I was just enjoying life, and there was no room in my head for worry and fear. It wasn't until I started to go back to work and I got my little house here in Bellevue and I started paying bills again that my cash flow started to dwindle. And then I was worried again. I started worrying about how I was going to make enough to cover all the bills, and I was worrying about my car breaking down on me, and I was worried about losing my job, and all those fears and doubts started to manifest again. And suddenly I was broke. And I just seemed to always have enough just for one bill, and then I'm broke again, and then I have enough for another bill, and then I'm broke again, and so on. And I have this friend that I owe some money that I'm having trouble paying back. And I want to really badly, but I just can't seem to make more than my basic bills. And I realized that it's because of all the worrying and all the thinking that only being able to make a certain amount of money each month is exactly what is responsible for only being able to make a certain amount each month. So this is why I've been thinking about abundance lately. This DVD taught me that if you believe you'll only make a certain amount, that's exactly what you'll make. But if you believe you're going to make an abundance and you're going to have more than enough, you will. So after watching the DVD and putting this into practice, something amazing happened. The first night after I watched it, I thought to myself, okay, I want an abundance of money. I believe that there's more than enough money out there, and some of it's mine, and it's going to make its way to me. I want to have more money, and I want to pay off my bills, and I want to pay my friend back, and I want to have more than enough to cover Christmas and anything else I desire. I need clothes, a better car, and on and on. And that night I had $1.26 in my bank account. Well, the next day, Johnny hands me $110, and that night at work I made another $110. And I only usually make about $25 to $40 on a Tuesday night, but money just somehow kept seeming to find me. I mean, it was busy that night, and the guests were tipping much higher than normal, and anyway, I made a deposit that night of $220. And that was completely unexpected income. And with it, I paid off 3 bills that I had that were due. And the next day, I made another $150. It seemed out of nowhere. And I decided I would go shopping for some clothes. And I needed a new pair of work pants, which are the size 6 pair that I just bought. And I also picked up a few things I needed for winter, which is also on its way.